Hi everyone, welcome back to Feathers and Foliage. I'm Cody, this is my friend Caspian, and I know that it's been a really long time since I have made a video or posted one, and I just wanted to come on and apologize for that, but also kind of update everybody on what is going on in my life, because it's been rough, and I'm doing a lot of learning and coming to a point where I kind of want to start to share that journey with people. So, what has been going on in my life? Big changes, basically. I've moved, I broke up with my boyfriend, quarantine is happening, and there's just a lot of shit going down in the world right now and in everyone's personal lives, and I feel for anybody who's going through a struggle right now and feels isolated and scared and unsure. But I also think that times like this are a gift from spirit, a gift from the higher powers in our lives that are allowing us to take a break, something that we never thought we'd get to do, you know. We have to work every day to make our lives happen, to pay our bills, to keep going. And we've been given free time. We've been given time to rest. And even though we don't know how to deal with it, I think the best we can do is to try and work through some of the emotions that we're feeling and maybe get to know ourselves a little bit better, because as somebody who has, I can safely say that I completely lost touch with everything that I am and was as a person. And I think it's because I poured myself into a relationship and I didn't leave anything for me. And my heart didn't have any love left for myself. And that's really sad, and it super sucks that I didn't realize that. But we'll get into that. For starters, I kind of wanted to talk about some tarot cards. You probably, some of you don't know that I am a spiritual person, and I do believe in a lot of spiritual things. Basically, there's a card in the major arcana called the Tower, and it looks like this. This is the Rider-Waite tarot deck, so this is probably like the most famous tarot deck there is, and this card is kind of the most well-known representation of the Tower. And basically what the Tower means is that everything in your life changes. Everything that you built basically comes crashing down. And I think that for a lot of people, this in a reading could be the most scary card. There is the Death card, which really doesn't mean death. It is also a change card. People are kind of like scared of the Death card. But for me, I think this is probably the scariest card that you can have in a reading. Because it means that everything that you've built, everything that is comfortable, everything in your life that you familiarize with yourself in your daily life basically has to crumble and fall apart and become nothing, rubble on the ground. And you have to basically go through a lot of emotional trauma. I don't know if trauma's too harsh of a word, but there's a lot of emotional work involved with that. And when I was in India, I went to India for the month of January. I didn't film any videos or anything there. Wasn't so much geared towards plants. So I don't know, I would have struggled to have found content there. But while I was there, I was feeling kind of different. I had been away from my boyfriend for several weeks. The longest we'd ever been apart was actually when I went, because I went for a whole month. And it was kind of interesting because I could feel a little bit more in touch with myself than I had been, because maybe I wasn't pouring myself into the relationship every day, and I was actually like feeling that there was a little bit of me left. And so I asked my friend to do a tarot card reading for me, because I didn't take any cards with me when I went. And she did this long reading. She sent me a recording. Not that I was having trouble relating it to my life, but I just wasn't like exactly sure what it was all about, because I was experiencing lots of different conflicting thoughts. But one of the cards that she pulled was the tarot, and the tower. She pulled the tower, and it kind of scared her a little bit, but she still sent it anyway, and I'm glad she did. And I remember seeing it and thinking, like, the biggest thing in my life is my relationship and, like, living with my partner. And so that feels so solid that this tower card can't relate to that. I was wrong. Here in the book, things that the tower means are sudden change, release, downfall, revolution. And even though it is a traumatic and scary and hard emotional card to deal with, it often has really good outcomes, because what you've built comes crumbling down because it wasn't built on a solid foundation, or it wasn't built in a way that it could last. And I think for a lot of people, avoiding that crumbling, falling experience is obviously like easier than having to just like face the facts and go through it. But we, as partners who were very open with our communication, decided that yes, maybe in our life we aren't the best matches for each other, or our futures don't look like they line up, and forcing them would probably result in either of us giving up parts of ourselves that we really don't want to. And it's honestly been the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, and it happened on March 2nd, and today is April 9th, and I still am in so much pain, and it still hurts every day, but I'm becoming so much better, and so much better in tune with myself. Something I haven't had for a really long time is mental clarity. I have been feeling so lost. Like, I'd completely forgotten who I was, and I didn't know where to look to find it. And my insecurities were becoming so strong because I didn't have any concept of who I am, or like how to self-assure myself or anything like that. And it was just getting worse and worse because the more I gave myself away and the more I put into a relationship and less into myself, it was just mass confusion for me. And I've never felt so like clearly in tune with who I am and what I love and who I want to be. And I think that the journey is really just beginning for me now in my 23 years, which I guess isn't very long. I think a lot of people go further in life without having any realizations, and I feel bad for them because I wouldn't have been able to do this if it hadn't been for my life coming crashing down around me. But since my tower came down, I have a new foundation, and I have a new life, and I have a new perspective, and I really want to use that for good, and I really want to work as hard as I can to become so self-assured and so self-confident that I don't need any outside approval, because I felt like, looking back, my entire relationship wasn't, like, not in the relationship only, but just living in that space was constantly me searching for outside validation. I needed somebody else to tell me that what I was doing was good, or that I have talent, or whatever. And obviously that's super unhealthy. We all can agree on that, even though it's hard to separate yourself from those actions sometimes. But now I want to be so authentically me. I just want to be who I'm meant to be, and I know that now I felt love, and I know what it feels like to be loved, and now I need to learn to give that love to myself instead of another person. And the process is going okay. It's hard work. It's something I've never done before, and like putting yourself in those positions can be a little uncomfortable if you've never done it. But I need for myself to be the only person that I ever actually need, because I don't ever want to be in a position where I need somebody else ever again, because that's, in a way, it's unhealthy. You shouldn't ever need anyone other than yourself. You should be two independent people who decide to walk side by side and live your lives together, because you complement each other, because you can add value to each other's lives. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't ever allow yourself to need somebody. And that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going through. So that kind of leads to my next segue. Who is Cody? Who is Feathers and Foliage? What does that mean now? And it really comes down to me wanting to be more authentic, because I watch the videos that I've posted, and I've had comments from a lot of my friends who know me really well that what I'm posting isn't the person that they know. It's like this kind of like facade of somebody who's trying to, I don't know what I was trying to do. I just wanted to present tasteful, nice videos, and I mean, I'm capable of that, but in the end I don't really know if that's me. I'm a person who does swear. I do like to joke and make make fun, and you know, stuff that isn't exactly an aesthetic. And if I don't stay true to who that person is, then I don't really know what the point is, because I know that out of this process I'm not really doing it for anybody. I mean, maybe I was, but I don't want to do that from now on. I want this to be my hobby for fun, and people can follow along and enjoy it if they want to. Like, at the end of the day, I shouldn't care if 2 people or 1,000 people watch my videos. There shouldn't be any difference, because I don't need the outside validation, because I'm learning to self-validate, and it's all gonna be good. I am going through a lot emotionally, and I'm probably not going to be posting a lot of fun videos right away, just because I'm still getting in touch with who that fun person is. And in times like this, when I'm home alone every day in my new place, it's kind of it's just a lot to work through, and I can't promise that I will be posting again soon. I'd really like to, but like I said, I have a lot to work through. But I just wanted to be kind of really open and clear that moving forward, you'll be seeing a new side of me, a new, hopefully, more authentic person. And I'm really excited to share who that is with you, because I'm learning to love that person, and I think he's pretty fun and cool. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm really happy about it, and if I get some love and support out of this, then that's great, but I don't need it. I don't need it. So, thanks for watching. If you made it this far in my rant, I don't blame you if you didn't. For those that just went, bye. But yeah, so ideas for upcoming content. Obviously, I'm not going to be going to greenhouses or anything like that, even though it's spring and it's so hard. I helped Trish move into her new place yesterday, and it was a lot of work, but I'm really happy for her, and it's going to be a really beautiful setup, so maybe I'll I'll do a plant tour of my place and a plant tour of her place, because she's still got lots of plants and a lot of them are looking good. And other than that, I don't really know what other ideas I have. I've been thinking about just kind of doing some kind of self-help stuff. If anybody needs to hear something they can relate to, you know, like if I'm going through it and I just need to talk about it, I might post that too. I'm not sure yet. I've been journaling, and I've had some really deep and profound kind of feelings bubble up, and I've written them down, and it feels really good to get that out. And I feel like this is essentially just another way to journal. So it might be really beneficial for me to make a video every now and then of how I'm feeling and what I'm doing to work through those hard feelings, just because I don't know who else is going through it out there, and maybe that would help. So anyways, that's going to be it for me today. I really appreciate you signing on and watching this. It wasn't that exciting, it wasn't that cool, it wasn't that fun, but now you know where I'm at a little bit, and I appreciate you. I appreciate me. I'm trying to appreciate me. So, I love you guys, and I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. I hope that you're all staying inside and being safe, and I will talk to you again in the future. Bye!